What would you do if you woke up to the internet permanently gone? Story 1. Well, the world just collapsed, so hope the electric and water stays on, and be glad we have lots of food in currently. Reply 1. I was going to make a similar reply, but then I remembered most of those systems run with private intranet and don't rely on the internet. The question says nothing about intranet. Reply 2. Yeah, I mean the water and electric likely stay on, but the rest is effed. Try buying anything unless you have large wedges of cash. Payment systems will be down everywhere. Deliveries anywhere will be effed, which hits huge numbers of industries. My job wouldn't work. Anyone relying on internet-connected devices may die. Huge run on shops by anyone with cash making it worse. Reply 3. I wouldn't bet on that. Most control systems are interconnected over the internet, hopefully over a VPN, and not dedicated fiber lines, for example. Just because it is cheaper. Reply 4. A big chunk of those internets are simply private networks running on cloud infrastructure, so they're all gone as well. Very few, if any, utility companies are 100% on-prem anymore, and even those who are would very likely be dependent on at least some cloud services for ancillary services. How long do you think your power company will be around when they can't process credit card transactions or pay their staff? Story 2. Live life normally because I've been here before when there was no internet. It actually made life more enjoyable, and people communicated face-to-face and had to have events and spend time together. Reply 1. Oh, the times we just talk on landline phone to set a meeting time and point, then just go there and wait, not knowing if our friend is coming, if the traffic is stuck, is everything okay, and etc. And most of the time things went smoothly, as you've made the arrangement and you were there. No excuses. Now that people are able to inform each other, cancellations and delays happen much more, I think. I'm not against tech advancements, but still, this was a fact. Kinda miss those times. Let me tell it to myself before anyone does. Okay, boomer. Reply 2. I thought someone was going to say that to me, laugh out loud. With the advancements, people cancel much more often, it feels like to me as well. I enjoy knowing people are safe at destinations, but minimal technology made for more actual verbal communication and connections. Reply 3. I've been screaming this like an angry old fart, I'm 34, for at least a decade. MFs can't even agree to a plan the next damn day. As a homebody, don't get me wrong, canceling plans can be nice, but man, it's just too accepted to constant cancel plans for weak-ass reasons. Part of it's laziness from the ease of communication, but I think another big element is that people use it in such a way so as to allow them as much time to be available for other potential plans they might like more. Reply 4. You likely wouldn't be living life like normal for a good while, unless you love like a hermit in the wilderness growing your own crops, etc. Just about everything relies on the internet to some degree at the moment. It would take time to move everything back, and stuff would go to hell in the meantime. Reply 5. I totally get what you're saying, but as a 50-plus-year-old man who didn't have internet until I was in my late 20s, I literally cannot remember what life was like without having the www to look crap up on. How TF did we find stuff out? I'm not talking about stuff from encyclopedias, but everyday things. Recipes, how to fix something, how to do X, Y, or Z, whether that actor is still alive. Is J-Lo single? How do I kill this FKN boss in Dark Souls? How did we manage? Story 3. Set up an FTP server with my neighbors via LAN. Share the idea with local university, then government agencies. Get filthy rich. Story 4. First thing I'd do is raid Barnes & Noble. Without Netflix keeping me busy, I'd finally get through that stack of books I've been meaning to read since 2019. Plus, I'd actually have to talk to my neighbor Sarah instead of just stalking her Instagram garden photos. Story 5. Finally using those recipe cards my grandma gave me instead of just Googling easy dinner ideas every night. Though I'm slightly terrified I'll mess up her secret lasagna recipe without being able to double-check measurements online. Story 6. Watch the world burn. Joke's on you. I have whole of Wikipedia downloaded, so I'm gonna survive this apocalypse. Story 7. I'd probably turn on the TV to learn of the apocalypse, and unless society is entirely breaking down, I would need to head to the effing office instead of working from home to figure out what's next. Story 8. Kill myself, because my only connection to the outside world and to normal sane people who are my close friends is through the internet. In real life, I'm surrounded by abusive family and toxic culture with no feasible way out because every goddamn thing costs money. Reply 1. DM me if ever needed. I know the irony, but humans weren't meant to live online. You'd probably have to move, but there are decent PPL out there, and few good, that just want to adore and love you in support of just living. Story 9. Mourn friends I only know online and rediscover my books. Go to the bank to try and find out how to access money/get paid. Story 10. Make a trip to the library because bigger things would be coming that I'd need to prepare for laugh out loud. Doomsday prepping. Story 11. Work would be very interesting. I'm an accountant. 90% of what I do uses the internet, and the other 10% probably requires others to have the internet. All my emails, client details, etc. all gone. Story 12. Go back to my childhood when we didn't have internet. Go outside and do crap like we did when I was a kid. Story 13. Cry, then go get all my old CDs and DVDs from the attic so I have something to watch/listen to as I re-evaluate my life. Story 14. I'd probably go to the nearest secondhand store and buy all the science and encyclopedia books I can find before people realize exactly how freaking vital written facts suddenly became.
Thanks for watching until the end. If you have a similar story to these that you want to share with us, please leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe. For more videos like this one right now, please stop by our channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.